Range anxiety with EVs? That's our Techstination. I'm Fred Fishkin. Joining us from Ford is Model E Customer Experience Senior Director Becca Anderson. Hi, Becca.
Hi, thanks for having me.
A pleasure. So, Ford and other automakers are finding there are millions of fence sitters out there, I suppose. Concerns about electric vehicles vary, range anxiety, as we mentioned, preventing them from making the switch. Ford's been doing some research on this. Tell us about it.
Yeah, absolutely. So you mentioned the term range anxiety. And I think what we're finding is that a lot of these fence sitters, which we define as people across America who are considering electric vehicle ownership, actually have a lot of change anxiety around four common areas. We see these themes over and over again in our research. The biggest of these is, how do I fill up my vehicle at home? It's a whole new behavior. Also, how do I charge the vehicle on road? How does public charging actually work? How does caring for the vehicle actually work? Who has my back in that process? And finally, how does it work to drive a vehicle that has a battery? How can I feel more confident around that? So that led us to launch yesterday the Ford Power Promise that we launched on October 1st, which is really intended to give Ford electric vehicle owners and this group of fence sitters electric vehicle confidence from day one.
So, how are you doing that?
Absolutely. So there's two categories. One is we really want to directly address this biggest fear, which is around, how do I charge my vehicle at home? How does that work with getting a home charger, installing the home charger? It seems like there might be a lot of back and forth with the electrician. And so starting yesterday, Ford is giving every retail purchaser of Mach-E, Lightning, and E-Transit cargo van a complimentary home charger and complimentary installation. And we're the only ones doing it. And that's accompanied by a suite of ownership experiences, which I'm also happy to talk more about.
Sure. And this is for lease or purchase
Lease
customers?
or purchase. Yes.
Just terrific. Now, this is a standard charger, not necessarily the bi-directional stuff that
This is
we have.
absolutely, this is the standard charger, and our dealers will have them. So when you purchase the vehicle, you can bring the charger home, and then our installation partner will help to coordinate the installation and make that hassle and worry free.
Wow, that's terrific. I mean, there have been different efforts, government subsidies, things like that. Do they
Yes.
come into play here to help cover the cost for Ford?
Yes, absolutely. So when we look at that, the tax credits, et cetera, our customers are eligible for those incentives. But this is a pure play for Ford in regards to providing the charger and the installation. And there may be some customers who, this is rare, but who already have a home charger or who would rather have the cash alternative. But we're going to learn a lot during this period. And our guess is because this is sort of the number one purchase barrier that we're hearing over and over again in our research, we think customers are going to be really excited about this.
And there are customers out there who don't live in a single family home, for instance. So how do they deal with this? I guess most of their charging would not be in a home environment.
Yeah, I mean, what we're finding is that the majority of customers who are buying EVs, electric vehicles today, are charging at home. So the chargers are intended for single family homes that have a power source, et cetera. But there's a lot of condominiums and multi-unit dwellings as well, that could, where the charger could also be installed. So there is flexibility. We recognize that this isn't the solution for everyone, but we do believe that this will be the solution for the majority of electric vehicle purchasers.
And at the same time, you're announcing that you've expanded your Blue Oval charging
Yes.
network. Give us because that solves problems for everyone, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's a great point. So there are a lot of customers who will continue to want to have confidence in charging on road. And that's why we think a Ford electric vehicle is the right choice for them, because we have the most extensive public charging network through the Blue Oval Charge Network. And that's coupled with the Tesla charging adapters. customers can go right into their Ford Pass app and get charger route navigation, et cetera, help to find the nearest charger for when they find the need to charge on road. So they can have confidence to charge at home and charge when they're traveling.
So, what are some of the other issues that the so-called fence sitters have?
Absolutely. So a big piece of it is it different to care for an electric vehicle and learn about an electric vehicle than a gas or hybrid vehicle? And so a few things that we're reinforcing to our electric vehicle owners, and this isn't just for those who are purchasing a new vehicle during this period, this is a suite of ownership benefits that are available to all Ford electric vehicle owners, is one, we partner with our outstanding dealer body to offer the largest remote experiences network across the nation. So when their vehicles need care, they can access mobile service, pickup and delivery, and their dealers are there to be their partner in electric vehicle ownership. But coupled with that, concurrent with the launch of the Ford Power Promise, we are expanding our digital to human access, so our text to human access in what we're calling 24/7 live support. So if there's questions about charging, questions about how does an over the air update work, etc., there is someone that can be stored in a customer's phone and they can have access to ask those questions and seek that support 24/7, along with proactive roadside for when in the unique event where the vehicle might go off road. So we really want to make sure that electric vehicle owners know that Ford has their back. And the other part is, can I have confidence in my battery? And what a lot of electric vehicle owners don't realize is that there is standard battery coverage of 8 years, 100,000 miles. So we really see this as customer education and a message that we'll be reinforcing with the Ford Power Promise.
For a lot of people, this is unknown territory, and they wonder, gosh, is this more expensive? What's the cost of ownership here? And they have all these kinds of worries. And the answers are, I suppose, one of them is, first of all, there's a lot less maintenance, isn't there, on an EV?
There's perceived to be a lot less maintenance. You know, based on how a customer drives their vehicles, you're still going to want to ensure that you're rotating your tires and that your software in your vehicle is healthy because it's a much more software driven experience. So I think that can become almost a binary misnomer that the vehicles don't need maintenance versus the vehicles need excessive maintenance. We will be very transparent with our owners about what that maintenance looks like for an electric vehicle. And that's a really important part of the Ford Power Promise as well.
Just terrific. Now, I've read that the horrible flooding in the South and the subsequent power outages really has been eye-opening. To a lot of people, seeing the advantages with some EVs, such as what you have, the ability to power your home from the vehicle.
Yes, absolutely. You know, bidirectional charging can be an outsized benefit for those types of emergency situations. And so it's unfortunate when you have to leverage the bidirectional power for that reason, but it can give electric vehicle owners incremental confidence and a benefit that a lot of electric vehicle owners aren't aware of. So I appreciate you bringing that up.
For more information, where can people go?
The best place to go is right on to Ford.com. So that can be a great source, as well as at our dealer partners. So they're excited to talk with prospective buyers and also their owners about the Ford Power Promise.
Before we go, there's also a perception out there that some of the big automakers are kind of backing away from EVs. Straighten us out. What is the situation there at Ford?
Yeah, well, from a Ford perspective, we are really confident in our full showroom of gas, hybrid, and electric vehicles. So I would say I can only speak for Ford. I can't speak for the whole industry, but hopefully you can see through our announcement of the Ford Power Promise that we are invested in an electric vehicle future and that we have a lot of confidence in Ford electric vehicle ownership.
Becca Anderson, thank you for spending time with us.
Thank you for having me.